one type of mobile game, that is location-based games. Location-based games uses the technologies like GPS. The GPS technology will be discussed later in the presentation. External GPS signal received are connected to the phone through Bluetooth. Bluetooth will be discussed detail in the slides to come. In location-based games, the location of the person playing the game is used in the game. The most common game is geocaching, which is a treasure hunt game. These are some other location-based games. For example, Bot Fighter, Swordfish, Torpedo, Torrity multiplayer game, Sidewalk Squirrel. Some of the famous games played in mobile phones are Snake, Tetris, Sorita, Tomb Raider, Colin McRae, and etc. This slide shows a graphical representation how GPS works. Do you know what is GPS? GPS is Global Positioning System. That is a navigation and precise precision tool developed by the Department of Defense in 1973. Motorola and BlackBerry were the first GPS-enabled phones to proliferate the United States. Initially, Motorola ident phones were commonly used for employee tracking on the business-oriented Nextel network. Then, GPS-enabled BlackBerry phones, once used almost exclusively by corporate and government VIPs, began to penetrate the consumer market, simulated by the demand for phones with advanced messaging capability. GPS is used as a navigation and positioning tool in airplanes, boats, cars, and for almost all outdoor recreational activities such as hiking and fishing. In this slide, let's see how this GPS technology works. There are three distinct parts make up the GPS. First one is the system consists of 24 satellites, and the second one is the GPS system is the ground station comprised of a receiver and antenna, as well as communication tools to transmit data to the data center. And the final one is the system is the data center. The role of the data center is twofold. Do you know how this is done in mobile phones? The phone through Bluetooth to a GPS receiver, for example Blue-i, and receive data. For this, the mobile phone must support the JSR82 API, for example the Sony Ericsson K750 or K600 phones. NMEA, that is National Marine Electronics Association, is a standard protocol for GPS data, and by passing the data sent from the GPS receiver, we can get information about our position, the current time, our current speed, and so on. Before we can start to read data from the GPS device, we must first establish a Bluetooth connection. To find all available devices, a Discover agent and a Discover listener is used, and from the devices that are found, we can get the connection URL. Let's move to the other slide. The mobile movie booking system offers mobile phone users the ability to query movie details, obtain information regarding available seats, as well as view movie trailers. The mobile movie booking system runs on a mobile phone with WLAN capability. Client-server communication occurs either through the WLAN via a specified access point or through a 3G network. Movie details contained within the database server can be queried by the mobile device client via the web server. This picture shows how the movie booking system works. The system enables an user to make a booking for a particular showing, and this is done through an access point and connecting to the web server or a workstation. If successful, they are issued with a reference number as well as the details of the movie they selected. A replication of the details issued to the client is stored in the database component of the booking system. The user is then required to present the reference number at the cinema house in order to authenticate them as the holder of the booked seats referenced by that number. Hence, the details issued after successfully making a booking are stored persistently on the mobile device. This whole process is implemented using Java servlets. This slide shows some mobile interfaces developed for the mobile movie booking system and also a comparison of the appearance of them using two technologies, J2ME and flashlight, which is another technology that is used to develop mobile applications. This slide also shows some mobile interfaces developed for the mobile movie booking system and also a comparison of the appearance of them using two technologies, J2ME and flashlight. Let's move to the others. In the earlier mentioned application, that is mobile movie booking system, I told that it is implemented using Java servlets. Let us now see what are Java servlets. A servlet is a Java programming language class that is used to extend the capabilities of servers that host applications accessed via the request-response programming model. Java servlet technology defines HTTP specific servlet classes. The javax.servlet and javax.servlet.http packages provide interfaces and classes for writing servlet. Let's talk about the servlet's task. Servlets run on a web server acting as a middle layer between requests coming from a web browser or other HTTP client and databases or applications on the HTTP server. These are some of the tasks of servlets. First one is read any data sent by the user. This data is usually entered in the form on a web page but could also come from a Java applet or a custom HTTP client program. Second one is look up any other information about the request that is embedded in the HTTP. This information includes details about browser capabilities, cookies, the host name of this process may require talking to the database, executing an RMI or COBRA call, invoking a legacy application, or computing the response directly. And the third one is format the results inside the document. In most cases, this involves embedding the information inside an HTML page. Fourth one is set the appropriate HTTP response parameters. This means telling the browser what type of documents is being written, for example HTML, setting cookies and caching parameters and other such tasks. The final task is send a document back to the client. This document may be sent in text format, for example HTML and XML, binary format that is GIF images, or even in a compressed format like gzip that is layered on top of some other. This slide represents the servlet's overview.